We're live.
We are live.
Is it just me? We're back. There you go. Perfect. You're good. You're good.
Still working out the kinks, I guess. And that's fine.
We'll have comfy people join in, Yeah, no rush. Some Bills news to tap into.
What are you gonna do?
Sorry, I just saw that Kendrick Lamar was trending on Twitter. I thought he dropped a new album.
Did he not?
It's just featured with the Nicki Minaj. Which is the opposite of dropping an album. It's not producing music. All right, so let's just jump into it. Starlet Toolaway. Big news today. Welcome, February 11th. Correct? All day.
February 11th.
Starlet Toolaway restructures his contract, something we've talked about on the podcast many times. Again, I'm Zach, Jake. This live stream is presented by Prima Pizza, Pasta, corner West Chippewa and Pearl. Stop in for your daily lunch specials. Say hi to Kevin.
Say hi to Kevin.
This isn't any different than our regular podcast. We go live every podcast, no script. We just kind of, as you can tell, no script.
I think we're just missing Diamond Dave. I think that's what the issue is here.
And we can't really use the mics. We're just kind of yelling into a phone here.
They're still here.
Yeah, they're here though. But the biggest thing is Starlet Toolaway out of Utah, 9 seasons or something like that, maybe 7 seasons. Restructured his deal. Not a lot of money gone.
1.5, right?
1.75. His cap hit goes from 10 to less, obviously. So I mentioned recently on the podcast that how can you ask a guy to restructure when you have 80+ million in cap? And I'll tell you what, Brandon Beane found a way to ask the guy to restructure. And I think they did it by saying, hey, we would like a little bit more of that cap money back, but if you get hurt, we'll give you an injury insurance. They gave him an injury insurance of $2 million. So it's a little bit of a win, but you'll take it. It's injury. This kind of defines Starlet Toolaway on the 2020 Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, it really shows that he's a team player, and he obtained a large sum of his money in the first year that he was here, about $17 million. So, of course, it's not like he's hurting for money. Everything after that's kind of extra. So,
can never have too much, I've heard.
And never have too much. We don't have that problem. But,
Ask Jeff Bezos. We have no idea what that's like.
Yeah. But no, I think it's a good thing. It shows that he's kind of bought into the process. It's good to have that guy because, I mean, you lost Kyle Williams a couple of years ago. You have Jerry Hughes. I mean, you have to kind of come down to being a vocal point on that defensive line. You have a lot of young guys, Ed Oliver, Harrison Phillips. So, yeah, it's time to kind of lead by example, and this is the process.
Yeah, and, it's always funny because we talk about taking a pay cut. This guy took a pay cut. Someone walks up to you at your job and says, hey, you want to take a pay cut? You're out of there.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
I'm not taking a pay cut.
That's not what you're signing up for. So McDermott and Beane must have known what kind of person they were bringing in here when they signed him. They knew that he was going to be humble enough to maybe help the team out, be a team player. That's kind of what this whole trust the process McDermott guys kind of are. They're guys that are willing to help the whole rather than just help themselves, which is a crazy thing. Us as humans never think about it.
No,
it's got to be something that's in your fiber. If Jake wanted me to take less money for Mad Men Sports, I would, but we don't take any money, so
exactly.
There's not much to be had. Jake, what does this spell for Jordan Phillips?
I mean, I think even without the restructuring of the contract, Jordan Phillips was gone, and I don't think Star restructuring is going to change that. The only thing that I can see that's going to make an impact is going to kind of free up some money for Shaq Lawson. Shaq Lawson's market value is around $7.6 million a year. For a former first-round pick, the numbers haven't been there where you want to see a first-round talent. So kind of give him a middle-length more prove it deal. Obviously, we don't want him one and done. We're gonna have to pay him some money. So, hey, give him some money.
My sentiment of the whole thing, I kind of summed up 2 weeks ago on the pod was, listen, Jordan Phillips grabbed him off of waivers 2 years ago. They gave him his, hey, you proved a contract. It was a 1-year deal. It was an additional prove a contract, but that's kind of what you have to do for these things. You have to say, hey, we scratched your back. We gave you an opportunity. We put you in a system where you could thrive. He obviously thrived. He's one of the best defensive tackles in the league, stat wise. Snaps wise, he wasn't up there nearly as much as other guys. He wasn't even the top defensive tackle on the team, snap wise. And that's where I really think he becomes the odd man out, because he's going to demand, just out of respect for what kind of player he is, he's going to demand a certain money price tag, honestly. And that's not something that you are going to provide if you're the Buffalo Bills. You do have a lot of cap money. You now have $81.75 million in cap money. I don't know if you're giving that to Jordan Phillips. And it's fair to him. He doesn't deserve it. And that's fine.
And the Bills coaching staff is really high on Harrison Phillips as well. So why, coming off of injury, of course, looking to have a big bounce back year, you want to put faith in the guys that you draft. Now, of course, Jordan Phillips is a Sean McDermott signing, but you got to trust the process through the draft, and I think that's really important as well, to kind of stick with those guys. I mean, Harrison Phillips is going to have to replace at least half of those sack numbers to be productive. So, Zach, what do you think about that with Harrison Phillips returning?
I think it's a good move. I think, listen, he's going to be healthy. He's coming off the knee thing. It's going to be for the best for the team. They're going to be stronger at the defense tackle position, just in general. And Jordan Phillips, like I said, odd man out. They've wasted draft picks on this. That's what they did. That's what they provided for. It's all good.
People watching right now?
People are watching. Hey, man. Aloha.
All right, who do we got? Let's say hi to somebody.
We got Jack.
Jack, hey, thanks for tuning in, Jack. Appreciate you.
Oh, Diamond Dave's watching.
Diamond Dave. We can always count on Diamond Dave to be there for us.
Thanks for watching, guys. I don't know. It's our first time going live. Working out the kinks for that big draft night that we're talking about.
Yeah, of course.
We're going live draft night. You guys know about the contest we talk about at the end of every podcast. I don't know how you guys listen that long. I can barely sit there this long. But if you guys listen, we appreciate it. The big news today was, once again, Star Lotulelei restructuring his cap hit to be minus 1.75. Big pat on the back to the Bean and company for getting a guy that would be humble enough. But also, this kind of is the one-way ticket out of here for Jordan Phillips, sadly. Whether that's sadly or not, it is the truth.
Do you think Star tried to finagle in an incentive for another interception?
Yeah. Listen, he's probably built it in. He said, hey, I got a pick. You can't cut me.
No,
those are important in this league.
Exactly.
That's how you flip it
around.
around.
A big game, too.
Yeah, I mean, we all talk about the Dallas game as one of the fun games, and it was a fun game. Star had fun, that's for sure. But, yeah, that's the big news today. Star Lotulelei, something we've been kicking around for a long time now, restructuring his deal, minus 1.75 off of his cap hit. Now they have even more money. The rich get richer, for lack of a better term. The Bills, a playoff team, 10-6 this past season, now are second or third at this point in cap availability with all of their first picks, all of their picks, and even more in like the middle rounds.
With a tough schedule, though. I mean, we're tied fifth with the hardest strength of schedule, too. So we're going to need those extra picks. We're going to need those cap dollars.
I mentioned on the podcast last night, listen, you want to build a team that's going to be able to withstand injuries, withstand tough games, be able to plug and play and not miss a beat. You trade out of the first round. I know it's a little controversial, not something that McDermott's never done before. He did it obviously his first season. He didn't trade out of the first round, trade it back. But you trade out, stack up in the middle rounds, build up your team. The Patriots do it almost every other year. They never have first round picks, and if they do, it's at the end anyways. So who cares? They build up their middle, become powerhouse. You're looking at the Bills right now. They are going to be, and it's crazy to say, they have 80+ million in cap space. They have all their picks. They have a bright young team. I don't know. There would have to be a huge catastrophic incident to happen for them to not be a contender for every year here on out until the whole thing falls apart in like 5 or 6 years. But right now, I don't know how you even stand up to this team in the AFC East as far as the future goes. Obviously, they can't beat the Patriots still. They have a little problems there. But as far as the future goes, they have it built in correctly, I would say. Star Lotulelei, minus 1.75. Jake did the research. Fifth hardest strength of schedule, Buffalo Bills. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for joining us on the live stream. Hope you have a great evening. Take care. And we have another podcast this week.
Yeah, we'll be coming out. It'll be Thursday morning.
Thursday morning podcast. Check it out and enjoy.